when Bit came into the team, if people remember, dude, everyone flamed him the first few tournaments because they were kind of not very good. And in fact, the funny thing was, it was when we went to LAN that he just like went fucking Super Saiyan or something. He was just like, what the hell? Who's this guy? Like suddenly all the LANs, he was just playing out of his mind. Can you give me some sense of when he came into the team? So if people remember, he actually got brought in temporarily, almost like Nevera in Vitality. He just played like one map and then it was like testing and do we bring this guy? But eventually became awesome. So what was the story of this guy becoming a star?
And we actually won like second event, I feel. We beat Astralis and he played this Inferno. It was so nice. When he came in team, I feel like he just born in this world when he came in team. He just born because he didn't know anything about world. He came not from city, but from, don't want to say village, but outside of city. And he was new and he wasn't confident at all. I remember how he bought a
haircomb.
Yes, and he was like, "Oh wow, this is haircomb." And he started to do like this during practice, and he's like, "Wow, I never thought it would be so nice."
Like you make him sound like he comes from a farm or something.
Yes, and I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm like thinking, "What the hell?" I mean, that was so funny, and I feel it gave some good mood in our team because all of us were trying to teach him something. It was like with kid, but he grew up so fastly, and of course. His mechanical skill is so good. Like his aim is even better than Flamey had and Edward had, and even I think it's even better than I have. And I actually feel that he can be the level how Nico played in his prime. And but he just need to play more and to be more confident in himself. And now, even when we became international, he started to work a lot, like working on English courses with psychologists. I feel like I was doing the same when I was his age.
Is it true that in the early days of him being in the team, in this dominant Na'Vi, that you and Electronic would also sort of like give him, like essentially make calls for him in the rounds? Like he would sort of tell him like, oh, you've gone too aggressive, like pull back now, or yeah, you can push out. Did you guys help him in this way?
Yeah, of course. And I think Bumich was saying this as well, because Bumich always knew how he can play. But yeah, and Blade was of course teaching him. Most of the time we were trying to tell him what to do. And at some point he grew up and he started to say that I will go here and do some entry, or I feel we need to go there, you know. Sometimes players forget that, for example, you're holding A or BST and you just know how the enemy use nades. And at some point you need to give this call that right now they're not playing like, for example, on Ancient, you hold in A. You know how the guy using in A main the smoke and Molotov or nade, and you know how the guys using nades on mid, and you can understand with sound if anyone jumping donut, or with nades how many mid. You need to give a call in perfect timing. That what most of the players missing, and Bit learned it, and because of that he became more initiative, and it helped us to become much better.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.